All right, so once again, y'all know what time it is. This is Creative Venchie. This is another episode of Venchie Talks. And before we jump into it, y'all know it's customary to grab it if you got it. I got a little sippity dippity on deck. Let me go and grab the glass. Little ASMR about to get it. Let's goop, goop, goop. Sounds so good, don't you agree? All right now, y'all know how we about to drink it. All right, pinky finger up. Only way to do it, pinky finger up. Sippity dippity. Let me go get sippity dippity. That sizzle dizzle right there. Look, it hit right every time. Every goddamn time. All right. Without further ado, we about to jump into a topic that's been all over my goddamn timeline, and I ain't even looking for the news, but it's been coming out. It's about Lil Nas X. His last video, I think it's called MONTERO. And before we go a little deeper in, I got a little special guest in the house. He don't really like being on camera, but it's my oldest one. It's my Brody. It's my roadie. It's my day one, A1 say son. Trizzy Trey. Go and say hi. Come on, come in and say hi. Just say hi from the background if you want to say hi.
Hello.
There we go. Y'all see the hand right there? Y'all remember that hand? Remember that hand? That's a superstar hand right there. He gonna be in somebody NBA or whatever he chooses to do. He gonna be great at it. But I digress. We talking about Lil Nas X. My son knows about Lil Nas X. I'm gonna give you my opinion on the controversy going surrounding his latest video. Also, a pair of shoes that was unofficially released by Nike, but by an artist doing the shoes that belong to Nike. But all right, that's it. We're about to jump into it. Once again, I am Creative Venchie. This is Venchie Talks. Let's get to work. All right, transition over. All right, now, like I said, Lil Nas X. I know who this man is. I know that. You remember Old Town Road? You know that song that was sweeping the nation. Everybody was a cowboy for at least the summer, but it was on everybody's playlist. It was on everybody's go-to song for TikTok. Actually, it blew up because of TikTok. He was the first person who I feel as though kind of started that wave of becoming famous off of TikTok with your songs and stuff if you're an artist. And that was my hats off. That was my first notice of like, man, this dude, he has business acumen. He knows what he's doing at a young age. He's getting the bag because of it. But recently, Lil Nas X released a song called MONTERO, and I would see posts about it, previews, and people wanted him to drop it. They're like, when you gonna drop the song, man? In the comment section, come on, Lil Nas X, drop the song. We've been waiting on it. All right, y'all been waiting on it? That what y'all been doing? Y'all been waiting on it? Okay, and he dropped it along with the visuals. Now, once the visuals came out, that's when it got real. That's when it got really real. A lot of people were upset about it, as if like yesterday you just realized that Lil Nas X preferred guys, that he was gay. I knew it. You knew it. He really, I mean, he put it out there. It was on Twitter. Like, he's not hiding from it. And he expresses it openly. And I know in the world we live in, conservatives and just people who are quote unquote, not even quote unquote, they're homophobic. They don't like that. They don't like when somebody's freely speaking about their lifestyle if it's not aligned with whoever these people are, feel as though that should be the way. And I'm not here to have that debate with you. Like what you like, love what you love, do what you do. I'm not here to judge you, and I feel as though other people who are judging shouldn't. Who are you? Only deal with what's in your circle. Deal with the things you can control, because a lot of times I see people sitting here crying and going off about things that actually it's not even in your scope. It's not in your wheelhouse. It doesn't affect you. You just feel as though in your mind, your vision of right, everybody should see it that way, and that's just never going to be the case. It's I forget the accurate number, but there's billions of human beings in the world now. People are different, all right? Just like snowflakes. So, his video, MONTERO. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it. I watched it, and you can say what you want. Well, what you watching it for? You're a heterosexual male. You know, you got a wife, you got kids. Why are you watching it? I enjoy the artistry. I enjoy people who are willing to push the boundaries, and he pushed the boundaries. It was crazy. If you haven't seen the video, I mean, that's up to y'all. But let me tell you right now. Look, I'm a transition over just so you know, just to bring some stuff up. So, if you don't know already, There you go. I'm just showing you the headlines of what's going on with Lil Nas X. So they said, the song is called Montero, also known as Call Me By Your Name. It's an actual really good song. Like, if you're just focused on the audio portion, you didn't look at the video, then it's a great song. Even with the video, it's a great song. I like it. And there's a lot of headlines going on right now that pretty much, when it comes to the shoes, Nike gets a restraining order against Lil Nas X's shoes, Satan shoes, blocking all sales, I believe. And this is not against Lil Nas X. It's against the artist who is releasing the shoes, or was releasing the shoes. I believe he was only releasing 666 pairs. As you know, 666, the devil. You know how that goes. And so yeah, Nike blocked it. They say, nah, cease and desist. And I think they're trying to sue him. So yeah, that's crazy. So that's the news on him right now, Lil Nas X. But more importantly, I'm not gonna play the video, but what I am gonna do is just like right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna hover over it, and you can get a little bit of like quick visuals if you follow me on YouTube. But that's what you're getting. So just get that visual. That's only a small portion of what you're gonna see in this video. I don't want to upset people, but at the end of the day, here's my question to y'all. And I think it's a good question. Before I jump and ask the question, I'm gonna ask one question aside from that, and that is, how y'all doing with y'all fitness goals for 2021? Because last time I checked, Falcon Blue Fitness was still out here trying to get y'all right and help y'all get to work. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you go on over to falconbluefitness.com. Falconbluefitness.com is a mobile fitness boot camp servicing King City, San Luis Obispo, as well as Paso Robles, and that is in California. But don't you fret, for my people who don't live in California, Central California to be exact, there are online services that will help you get to work. Online virtual boot camps, and I promise you it's going to get your body right. So stop asking when, stop asking how, stop asking why, and just ask yourself now. Or just say now to yourself, and going over to falconbluefitness.com, www.falconbluefitness.com. No blue falcons allowed. Bam. All right, that transition was all right. So like I said, the only question I have for you right now is for my people who are against this whole Lil Nas X thing. If you are against people who have that lifestyle, who prefer the lifestyle that doesn't align with you, anything in the lifestyle, not only sexual orientation, people who like pineapples on pizza, people, I don't know, it's just people who you deem as different, then why are you following them so closely? It's like you live to be outraged. You live for the controversy. You live for it. And if that's the case, then I feel as though like your lifelong goal is to be unhappy, to argue all the time, be negative. And why? You got so many other things in life that you can focus on, that you can be happy about. Stay in your wheelhouse. Hold on, sippity dippity break. I told you, hit right every time, every goddamn time. But there's other things you can do in life. You can put your blinders on. It's not as though Lil Nas X hit your phone up personally and said, hey, this is my Montero video, and it's displaying this and that. No, he didn't alert you. You chose to find him just to be unhappy about something and be outraged about something. So when it came to me, I go into anything with an open mind. I know what I'm getting because I pressed the button. I was surprised with some of the visual aspects, but overall, I think the visuals was dope, because when it comes to being an artist, you want to actually find what's going to push the envelope. You're going to find what's going to get people talking. And that is a prime example of what gets people talking, whether for better or for worse. He's all over the internet. He's all in every type of headline. That's good. You can't pay for that promotion. That's good promotion. So say what you want about this young man. The man's getting the bag. He's building a brand. I think he was one of the few people who had a virtual concert on Trayvon. I'm asking my son right now. Hold on. I told you, sometimes I'm not tracking it all fully. So it depends on when he gets in here. I'll ask him, because he knows exactly what platform Lil Nas X had that virtual concert on. I want to say it's between Fortnite or Roblox. Trayvon. All right, we're gonna go with Roblox, because I think Travis Scott, he had the concert on what's the other one? What's the game? He had the concert on Fortnite. All right. So yeah, like he is actually finding his own lane and getting to the bag. Now the naysayers and the people who are against his beliefs, his sexual orientation, I just got one thing to say. You don't have to deal with that. You don't. You can definitely go get him so he can stop crying. That's my youngest son crying. I'm telling you, like I said, raw, uncut podcast. You gonna hear my youngest one crying. He be whining out here in these streets, but he not whining about Lil Nas X video. That's for sure. Why? Because he has no reason to watch it. He doesn't want to watch it. He's not interested in it. That's the point I'm making to people who are outraged. If you are against that lifestyle, if you are against his views, if you are against his sexual orientation, guess what? You don't have to watch it. You don't have to follow him. You don't even have to be in his life. There's people who don't even know who LeBron James is. They don't know who Michael Jordan is. They don't know who these famous people, these uber famous people are. You know why? Because they're not interested. They're not looking for these people. And if it comes across their screen, they're not invested in it. So it's more or less like, okay, cool, and they keep scrolling. So why can't most of you guys do that? The people who don't like his views, the people who don't like his lifestyle, why can't you do the same thing? And don't give me the whole, he's negatively influencing our children, and what about the kids? At the end of the day, that's up to you. That's up to you. Like, I'm never going to blame an outward entity, an outward attribute on how my kids are affected unless there's nothing I can do about it. My kids don't have to watch whatever. But at the end of the day, I teach my kids that how can your kids have a judgment or have an outlook on anything if you don't allow them to expose themselves to it sometimes. Your kids don't know what profanity is until they're exposed to it, and you tell them right from wrong, and then they'll come up with their own conclusion, because your right from wrong is not their right from wrong. So for me, maybe that's just my parenting style. That's my outlook on life. But guess what? It doesn't have to be your outlook on life. And that's what makes life beautiful. So I think in short, that's all I got to say about the Lil Nas X controversy. Ooh, I got the word right. Y'all heard me. Clap it up. Yeah, that boy nice. Oh yeah. So tell me in the comment section, follow me on social media, let me know what y'all think about this whole thing with Lil Nas X. Is it something that's worth your time? Is it something that's worth your energy? Do you feel as though it negatively impacts your children or your immediate circle? Or do you feel as though as adults, it's up to us to steer our kids away from things that we feel as though is harmful, but ultimately know that they're going to find a way to expose themselves to it and come up with their own conclusion? That's my only question to you. So with that time, it's been fun, but it's going to conclude another episode of Venchie Talks. I'm not playing. I told y'all I'm giving y'all one every goddamn day in April, and I hope y'all are enjoying this and you learn something new. Also, even with this information, it might behoove you to look into the Nike stock, look into Roblox stocks. It's always going to be something going back towards investing in some financial keys to success. But disclaimer, I am not your financial advisor. Do what you will with what you have when you want to. On that note, make sure y'all subscribing on my YouTube channel, Creative Venchie. That's where you will get the visual aspects for every single Venchie Talks podcast until, I move it to some other platform. Who knows? Aside from that, y'all know I'm in these podcast streets, right? I keep telling y'all, I'm over on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Google Podcasts, I'm on Spotify, and more recently, I'm on iHeartRadio. So if you need to find me, you'll be able to find me. If you don't want to find me, do me a courtesy, pass it on to somebody else, and maybe it'll be helpful in their life. I have once again been Creative Venchie. This has been Venchie Talks. Get to work. Yeah.